Hey, it's Denise. Welcome to my humble abode. You might be wondering how and why John Legend is a brand ambassador for Neopets, the virtual pet game of the early 2000s of all things. And honestly, same. I had so many questions I wanted answered, so I did a little bit of snooping. And today we'll not only be chatting about why John Legend is in cahoots with Neopets now, but also about what's been going on with Neopets in the last couple of years, because there's no way you just randomly pull a partnership with John Legend out of nowhere. He's an expensive man, and it would have been really tough for Neopets to book him, especially since the last couple of years has not been great for Neopets. But before we get into that, let's rewind and start from the beginning. In 1999, Neopets was conceived by Adam Powles and Donna Williams and became incredibly popular with 25 million users in the mid-2000s. This was the heyday of Neopets, and it was glorious. There were little Neopet toys at Burger King's, and you'd see a million ads for Neopets on TV at the time.
Oh, hi, yes. Do you have this in extra small?
Shopping for your daughter?
For Jub.
I'm not really sure what a Jub is.
Dad, we're gonna go eat lunch.
What do you think? Jub's looking good, right? Oh, yeah.
Fast forward a couple of years later, Viacom bought Neopets in 2005 for $160 million in hopes of expanding their merchandising business. Unfortunately, since then, they've done a terrible job of keeping up with the modern digital world. This is where Jumpstart jumped in, aka the educational media franchise, which was a core staple of my childhood. Eventually then purchased Neopets from Viacom, and that unfortunately did not help the situation, especially after the death of Flash towards the end of 2020. And over the course of the years, many features and functions soon became non-functional, and in 2017, the number of daily users lowered to a measly 100k. And this is absolutely insane when you compare it to the 25 million daily users at the height of Neopets' popularity in the mid-2000s. Earlier this year in 2023, Neopets was still doing pretty badly, okay? 90% of the Flash games were gone or hadn't been converted to HTML5, and lots of website features were still broken. And despite all this, the player base was dedicated to Neopets and still loved it, consistently playing it every single day. Nostalgia is a powerful thing. I mean, look at all the reboots that has come about in the last couple of years. Some of the things you could still do on the website included working towards goals like collecting stamps, customizing pets, participating in creative contests, pet trading, daily activities, and semi-regular side events, which were all still pretty fun for the user base at the time. There still seemed to be a strong sense of community even in early 2023, and people were still active in guilds, but the thing is, Neopets has actually been running at a loss for over 10 years. Fortunately, Neopets was able to secure $4 million from multiple investors in 2023, hoping to recapture their audience and their glory days with a bit of modern flair. Do you remember how I mentioned Jumpstart owned Neopets? Well, the thing is, Jumpstart officially closed on June 30th of 2023, and it was said that they closed without any reason. But let's be real, they probably shut down as a result of the lawsuit from the Neopets data breach in 2022, which is an entirely other story I won't be getting into this video, but it was not a great situation. However, because of this, Neopets is under entirely new leadership and is now headed by the chief metaverse officer known as Dominic Law after a huge management buyout deal. Neopets is now officially owned by the newly formed company World of Neopia Inc., which I think is a pretty cute name if I do say so myself. For a while, Neopets was attempting to become some sort of NFT computer pet store, but they recently started backing off from their crypto efforts, and recently they've shuttered Neopets metaverse because users absolutely despised it. And honestly, I'm very glad they're finally listening to their players. This was a huge complaint for a while, since they were mostly funneling their money into this project instead of fixing the website. The Neopets team just recently put out a video that went over all the planned changes to Neopets, which they are advertising as the new era of Neopets, which will include a new leadership team, more community involvement, a new plot, some changes to the Neopets mobile games, a lot of Flash games that died in 2020 will now be brought back to Neopets, and features that haven't been accessible for a very long time on the website will be finally fixed, and they are starting to modernize the website, including fixing bugs and overall just making the website more mobile friendly. New user experiences will also be introduced, and creating a new unified homepage where you can access everything Neopets. So far, I'm actually really liking a lot of the new plans to improve the functionality of the website and increase involvement with the community. They're introducing regular team AMAs that will most likely shed some light on what they're working on, as well as help them them address users' concerns. They're also implementing this new ambassador program, and apparently full transparency on their new podcast called The Nosy Ethiopians. And a lot of these changes have already been somewhat implemented in the last couple of months, and I feel like this will allow for more communication between the Neopets team and the hardcore Neopets fans. For a while, it seemed like a lot of the requests from Neopets users have been ignored for the most part, or at least concerns have not been worked on as frequently, so I'm really looking forward to this change towards a stronger focus on their community. Unfortunately, a lot of people are not super happy with the change in the homepage. It's something that you often see when you log in, and it's been the same for years. I kind of feel the same way. I have a lot of nostalgic feelings about the old homepage, despite how chaotic it can look sometimes. Actually, a lot of times. I can't help but wanted to keep it the same way, but I can't deny that the new homepage does look a lot cleaner and makes kind of navigating around and finding the things that were most important about Neopets right now visible and easy to access for new users. So I guess it's an alright change. The Neopets team has a roadmap for all of the changes that will be made on their website, so if you really want to read everything, you can go ahead and check it out in the description below, but currently they're working on a lot of game and page conversions ideas and fixes based on ongoing community feedback, as well as the Battle Dome fixes and updates. And I'm seeing that they're going to be implementing a lot more maps as well, and that's another lovely feature. I love the maps in Neopets. It's my favorite thing, and I'm really loving the transparency so far, and hopefully they can keep this momentum up. Now, going back to the topic of John Legend, I know what you're thinking. Out of all the people Neopets could have chosen, why John Legend, aka the all of me guy, the family man, and Chrissy Teigen's husband? I think it's a pretty weird choice since he doesn't seem to be the type to play Neopets, but it actually turns out that John Legend's wife, Chrissy Teigen, used to be a mod on the Neoboards and has occasionally said how she misses Neopets. Chrissy Teigen, Neopets. Chrissy Teigen's Neopets tweets prove she's always been an online legend. When was this posted? April 19, 2018. I think this is before she got canceled. Chrissy tweeted that many former Neopians residents also often think, I miss Neopets. She then shared some of the highlights from her storied career as a Neopets community member, tweeting, I was a comment board moderator. I won multiple caption contests, basically been told to barely move, and let my baby grow, so F it. I'm going back on Neopets. Okay. Oh well, I also rejoined Neopets towards the end of my pregnancy. It's the maternal instinct emerging, plus anxiety management. Well, I haven't killed my Neopets yet, so this bodes well. Need to check on my Neopets. Is it dead? Chrissy Teigen plays Neopets. Oh my god. I think she started playing when she was around 22 years old, back in the heyday. It might actually be possible that she encouraged John Legend to be the face of Neopets, but couldn't be the face of Neopets herself because she has a really awful record of just terrible online behavior that has completely tanked her reputation, aka a lot of situations. Okay, well, dang, 59 tweet thread. That's kind of a lot. I mean, she's chronically online. I feel like that's why she gets into so much trouble, honestly. Oh no, and she's a good person. Praise be to the online. Wonder what her pets are. Goodness, this is way before she got canceled. I wonder how this person feels about Chrissy Teigen now. But despite Chrissy Teigen's reputation, people on Reddit are actually really happy for Neopets because John Legend is a pretty big deal since he's an EGOT, aka somebody who's won an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. They're calling Neopets the legendary pet game on the front page now. So Redditors think it'll bring in more people back onto the good old Neopets website, which will allow Neopets to make more money in the long run, hopefully resulting in more improvements to the website. So I came upon this Reddit thread and it just basically goes over John Legend being the brand ambassador, and they're just like, so John Legend is a brand ambassador, huh? Thoughts? So let's just gonna go through some of the comments in this thread. I think it's kind of funny, honestly. First, I think it's incredibly bizarre and therefore funny as hell, but it really doesn't concern nor excite me. And I feel like this is the general consensus for most people who come across this news. I think everybody's just like, what the hell? And then they're like, alright, sure, but why? I feel like John Legend is such a middle ground guy. He's not very problematic besides being married to Chrissy Teigen, but that's her own thing and that's her own situation. But here they're saying, honestly, this is kind of bad pivot, but sure, why not? Having a professional presence at SDCC and a famous brand ambassador really gives impression to everyone else that the site isn't as much of a dumpster fire as it actually is. But fake it until they make it isn't a terrible move, especially if they're able to turn turn all the NFT momentum into something beneficial after all. They're definitely cutting out the NFT situation. I know like the new leader is it sounds like he's like a dictator or something, but yeah, but the new leader, Dominic Law, I keep saying Lake, I don't know why, but it's Dominic Law. He basically was like the head guy for the metaverse situation that Neopets was in, and people disliked it so much. So I'm glad they're like cutting that off, because nobody's really into that. That's not gonna make you money, honey. And agreed, this is a very strange Neopets timeline we're in. Very strange, but I'm kind of loving it, honestly. The company does need some fire under itself to get moving, in my opinion. It's do or die at this point, revive the brand or give it a burial. That's so true at this point. Neopets has a strong fan base that really has a lot of nostalgia with the brand. I think a lot of millennials now actually have children now. It's crazy. I'm like in the cusp of like Gen Z and millennials, so I'm like children. As they're getting back into the game, they're like, hey kid, you know this game I used to play as a kid? Maybe you can also play it as a kid. So, I played Neopets when I was pregnant too. My son is now 12 and will be playing Neopets soon too. This is what I was saying. The millennials who played Neopets before are now at the age where they have children who are at the age that they can also play Neopets too. That's so cute, very wholesome. So I feel like Neopets is like a huge thing from the mid 2000s, so I feel like this could do really well for the brand if they kind of like lean into that. The problem with Neopets is it's been bleeding money for years, so in order for everything to get fixed, they need money. Famous brand ambassador? That gets the monies. And that's very true. I think John Legend, despite how normal he is, or not normal, but like how middle ground he is, it makes sense because he's a family man. A lot of people know him, so. Yeah, I'm just like, they're bringing John now to advertise before the site is anything close to fix. Newer players are gonna come back due to all this advertising to a broken site. I wish they had at least targeted the biggest glitches with this advertising money first, but no. Yeah, this isn't off to a great start, so I'm not holding my breath. At this point, I'm absolutely certain Adam and Donna cursed the site. Oh gosh. Maybe it was Scientology. Did you all know that Scientology used to invest in in Neopets before like Viacom acquired it? Yeah, pretty crazy. Now I think a lot of the issues are still present because the issues have been there for a while. Okay, there are a lot of issues with the website. It hasn't been updated for a really long time, and if it has, it's been pretty minimal, so it's understandable. But I'm seeing that the team is working harder on like adding more features, so I'm really excited to party in Neopets. Hopefully, you know, maybe in a couple months and so. But honestly, despite how crazy it all sounds, this really does kind of make sense in the grand scheme of things. John Legend has a pretty wild appeal despite how disliked his wife is. So I feel like out of everybody they could have gotten, he's not the worst, and this could actually be a good thing for Neopets. Hopefully it is, because I love the website. I love it so much. A video showing them actually playing Neopets would be nice. Yeah, that would be actually really nice. I feel like a lot of Nintendo advertisements and commercials had a video of the celebrities playing the game, even though it looks kind of fake. So maybe trying to make it not look fake, you know?
Okay, let's do it.
I knew it was you, Mom.
Really? But that's your mother.
But I really actually did kind of enjoy that more than somebody going, hey, I'm the brand ambassador for Neopets now. Haha.
Hey everybody, I'm excited to announce that I'm the new brand ambassador for Neopets. You know the game, it's a classic pet game and it's long been a favorite in our house. And I can't wait to share the joy and nostalgia with all of you. So stay tuned, we'll have some amazing adventures together.
First thought, oh no, it's getting super commercialized. Second thought, remembers the good old days when Neopets was heavily commercialized. Panic quelled. I'm okay with this. Bring back the events that surrounded these promotions. Definitely remember the times where like Neopets all over the TV. I don't know what year exactly. It was like on ads everywhere. There was like Burger King ads. There were like toys. Yeah, they have a whole bunch of stuff that's going on back in the day, and I just wanted to bring it back. I also saw that there was a Neopets cookbook. I bought that. I did that. McDonald's Happy Meal toys and plushies with in-game rewards and an avatar. That and events like the Smurfs 2 giveaway that gave us the pointy gnome hats. Oh my gosh. Like they collaborated with so many different things that I don't even really remember. It was kind of like a blur, to be honest. People are even making guesses as to what John Legend's Neopets is on Reddit. What do you think John Legend's Neopet is? Let me know in the comments. I'm really happy for Neopets because I absolutely love it. I don't want to see it die. I really do want to see it thrive, and if it has to be John Legend like being the ambassador for Neopets, it really doesn't matter as long as Neopets does better and grows. I just love Neopets. It's like one of those like childhood things that just brings me a lot of happiness, and I want to start playing Neopets a lot more because I just remember during summer vacation I would like play it all the time, and I would get viruses all of the time on my laptop, and my mom would have to like come and fix my laptop because I would like get viruses literally all the time from using Neopets. And yes, I did use an antivirus. It did not help. We still got a lot of viruses from Neopets. But it definitely like shaped who I am today. Like I majored in computer science because of Neopets, kind of, because I love like the concept of like customizing your website on Neopets. I love like how you could invest your money and like the banking system, and that's kind of why I like being like financially responsible at times, you know? So yeah, it's a huge part of my life, but I'm really curious to see how Neopets has affected your life. Have you played Neopets for a really long time? Are you still playing Neopets? And like, what are you doing on Neopets now if you're still playing it? Are you excited about the news? Let me know in the comments. I love to hear. I'm just really curious. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe and check out my next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!